Jai. As we get settled for the practice, you might enjoy having a blanket or perhaps a block nearby for this 20-minute holistic yoga practice. You could take your attention to your posture, maybe relaxing through the legs, lengthening up through the spine. Perhaps take a deep, slow inhalation to lengthen up. And on the exhale, closing the eyes, letting go of any perceivable tension. Perhaps letting go of thoughts of past or future. And bringing the attention to this moment. To harmonize and energize, 3 Oms, preparing with a deep exhalation and a full breath in. To palm the eyes, hands come together, rubbing briskly. And when there is sufficient heat and energy, cupping the palms over the eyes and perhaps welcoming the soothing to travel through the eyes to the back of the brain. As the energy is absorbed, fingers to the eyelids, perhaps a gentle stroke of the eyelids, or any massage on face, head, neck, or shoulders. And when that's good for now, you might rest the hands on the legs and have a moment of stillness and self-observation. Preparing for warm-ups, you might stretch out the legs, roll and wiggle the legs and wiggle the toes. And then make your way up to a stand for 2 rounds of sun salutations to warm up and energize the whole body, support all of the biological systems. Preparing in Tadasana, mountain pose, feet evenly pressing down and the top of the head lengthening up. Palms come together, maybe thumbs connect to the chest to feel the heartbeat. This beautiful flow honoring the energy within. First round I'll guide through straightforward, second with some variations. Of course, always embellish as you wish. Exhaling here. An inhale reaches the arms out and up to lengthen up and arch back. And exhale to forward fold, relaxing through the head and shoulders. Palms down and inhale, left foot steps all the way back for the lunge, releasing the hips forward and lengthening the spine. Exhale, front foot steps back, downward facing dog. An inhale shifts forward to knees, chest, chin, and the breath is retained, gliding forward to low cobra. And exhale, hips pike up and back to downward facing dog. On the inhale, left foot steps forward for the lunge, lengthening. Exhale, back foot steps forward, standing forward fold, releasing. And the inhale reaches the arms out, up to come all the way up and arch back, and exhaling, palms together to the center of the chest. Inhale releases the arms. For round 2, arms reach out and up, palms come together and draw straight down toward the center line. The next inhale, arms reach out, up, arching back. Exhale to fold the way you like, releasing all the way down, hands plant down. Inhale, it's the right foot that steps back for a lunge. Maybe the back knee is lifted. Maybe you'd like to lift the torso into Anjaneyasana. Feet evenly pressing down to rise the torso up. If you'd like to add a twist, you might take a deep inhalation here and exhale to rotate in the direction of the upraised leg. And to unwind, you can unwind back to the uplifted Anjaneyasana. Have a breath in and exhale, palms down, front foot back, downward facing dog. For the inhale, you might shift forward to plank pose, shoulders over the wrists, one long, strong line. And then lowering down, knees, chest, chin. Gliding forward to low cobra, staying here, or perhaps extending the arms and peeling the torso up for an up dog. You might keep the knees down or lifted, palms pressed down and towards the feet as the chest reaches forward. And then lowering back down to the mat before piking the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Gazing forward between the hands, and inhale, steps the right foot forward for the lunge. Perhaps the torso lifts to Anjaneyasana. For a twist, maybe a breath in, and then an exhale to twist to the left. And then when you're ready, unwinding forward. A breath in, and then exhale, palms down, back foot forward, standing forward fold. On an inhale, the arms reach out and up, rising all the way up and back. And the exhale, palms to the chest. Maybe feeling the heartbeat here. Releasing the arms and perhaps perceiving effects from your sun salutations. To absorb this energy, you could find a resting pose lying down on the back, and go ahead and set up a blanket for bridge and shoulder stand pose, smoothing the blanket out near the top of the mat and lying down so the shoulders are on the blanket and the head is on the mat. You might have a deep inhalation and a slow exhale here, resting the body down onto the mat. And to move into bridge pose, the knees bend, feet come to the floor, about hips width distance apart. Arms might be alongside the body, perhaps palms face down to begin. If you'd like to start with some pelvic rocks, you might do that, tilting and arching. And then when ready, the feet press down into the mat to lift the hips and roll up towards the shoulders in Setu Bandha Sarvangasana bridge pose. If there's room, you might wiggle the shoulders a little closer together by rolling a little side to side, wiggle the shoulders underneath. You might interlace the fingers, press the hands down and the upper arms down to move the chest towards the chin. The feet press down to lift the hips. And when you are ready to release, if the hands are interlaced, unlacing the hands first, rolling the spine all the way down, and maybe noticing the effects of the bridge pose. And then for here, choosing perhaps a legs up in the air or legs up on a block, or if you'd like to practice shoulder stand, then the arms alongside the body, the legs swing overhead, elbows bend, hands come to the lower back for support. Maybe adjusting the shoulders and perhaps extending the legs up into the sky. If If you'd like to add a hip opener to this inversion, you might bring the feet wide apart to like a wide V. You could flex the ankles and turn the toes so they're pointing down towards the floor, perhaps continuing to stretch out through the heels. I'll mark another minute for inversion, so taking whatever variations or rests you feel is appropriate. From a shoulder stand, you might come out by lowering the legs overhead, releasing the arms to the mat, and rolling the spine down, and lowering the legs. And then once the body is all the way down, perhaps another breath and release. To come up to sit, you might roll over onto the side and move the blanket off to the side, finding a relaxed seating position facing down towards the bottom of the mat. And for altar pose, the knees bend so the feet are on the floor. The hands come behind the hips somewhere. Classically, the fingers are pointed away from the hips. The shoulders roll back and down, and as the hands press down, the chest lifts, and then the feet press down to lift the hips. If it's comfortable, the head might release back, continuing to press the hands down to lift the chest and expand. And then to come out, chin towards chest, hips lower down. For a seated spinal twist, the legs extend out in front. Left leg remains extended as the right knee is bent. Foot on the floor, perhaps the foot crosses over. Left hand towards upraised right knee, right hand behind. An inhale elongates up, and an exhale rotates toward the right, rotating abdomen, rib cage, and chest, maybe even the gaze out the corner of the right eye. When you're ready to come out, perhaps preparing with an inhalation, lengthening up, and an exhale to unwind head, chest, torso, and arms. And then the legs uncross to set up for the other direction. Left knee bends, foot steps over, right hand to upraise left knee, left hand behind. An inhale to lengthen, and an exhale to rotate to the left. Perhaps focusing on the entire length of the spine, elongated and rotating, energizing and balancing. When you deem it's time, perhaps using an inhalation to elongate and an exhale to unwind from the top all the way back to center. Uncrossing the legs. And for Yoga Mudra, perhaps a cross-legged position or any seat that is comfortable. Binding the energy channels with the right hand in Chin Mudra behind the back. Left hand taking hold of the wrist. An inhale to lengthen and an exhale to round forward, eyes closed, and attention turns in as the prana absorbs. Eyes remain closed as an inhale lifts the head and the whole torso all the way up. Exhale, hands release to the legs for a moment of self-observation. Keeping the mind connected on the experience within can prepare space for deep relaxation. For a quick stretch, tense, and release, you might start by stretching out both arms and legs, stretching face, tongue, and eyes, inhaling to stretch wide, and then curling fingers, squeezing hands, arms, shoulders, muscles of the legs, hips, buttocks, abdomen, squeezing the whole face, everything in, and release. Perhaps rolling the arms and legs, rolling the head, and positioning the body as comfortable as possible. You can use the power of the mind to deepen physical relaxation, thinking of the toes, scanning upward to relax and release tension through feet, legs, hips, buttocks, the whole pelvis, relax. Softening the whole back, lower, middle, upper back, relax. Relaxing abdomen, rib cage, chest. Thinking to the fingers, softening both hands, up through arms and shoulders, relax. Relaxing neck, throat, jaw, tongue. Relaxing the whole mouth, the whole face, relaxed, eyes, eyebrows. Softening temples, ears, back of the head, and top of the head. You can become a witness as the body relaxes. You can be an observer of the body. You can observe the breath as the breath flows and you are the witness. You can observe thoughts and emotions as the mind thinks and you can be the witness. And finally, you can allow the witness to rest into the source of all awareness. Om. With the attention to the breath, you might begin to deepen the breath, welcoming in fresh energy and prana with every deep inhalation. And then perhaps beginning to move and stretch. You might take a full body stretch, extending the arms alongside the ears, and have a deep breath in to lengthen. Perhaps hug the knees towards the chest and rolling over to one side before pressing up to a comfortable seated posture. Once the steady, comfortable posture is established, you can begin alternate nostril breathing, forming Vishnu Mudra in one hand, using the right thumb to close the right nostril, exhale left. Inhaling that same open side, and at the top, switching to exhale the other nostril. Continuing this pattern, which is exhale, inhale, switch. You might check the qualities of the breath. Smooth without strain, perhaps deep and full. Nadi Shuddhi is nerve purification breath. So you could imagine or feel that every inhalation is fortifying and every exhalation is purifying the whole system. To conclude the breathing practice, after an exhale through the right nostril, the hand releases to the lap. And choosing an object of concentration that will fill you with uplifting vibes. We'll share one Om into silent concentration, exhaling and inhaling for Om. Perhaps noticing how you feel and sharing benefits with the Loka peace chant, exhaling and inhaling for Loka. Loka